1. Introduction. My name is Brenda. This is my story, and it holds a lesson. I was a young woman living a quiet life. My home was a small town, far from big cities and busy streets. The days here were often slow and peaceful. Everyone knew everyone else, and the rhythm of life was calm. I spent my time in simple ways. I liked to walk along the river that ran through our town. The water moved slowly, and the trees made a green tunnel over the path. This was a place for thinking and dreaming. I was a quiet person. I did not talk much, but I thought a lot. My best friends were often the books I read. I found many stories in them. I read about faraway places and exciting adventures. Most of all, I loved stories about true love. In these books, heroes and heroines found each other and lived happy lives. I dreamed of a love like that for myself. It was a simple dream, to find a kind person to share my life and to build a small, happy home together. I believed in true love even if I had not found it yet. My family had hopes for my future, too. My parents wanted me to be happy and safe. They hoped I would find a good man, someone kind and strong. They wanted me to live a comfortable life, perhaps in our town or a nearby one. They often talked about my future, always with love and care. They imagined me having a family just like they did. They wanted me to be successful in my own way, whatever that meant for me. Their love was a warm blanket around my life. Even though my life was pleasant, I often felt a strange feeling. It was as if I was standing on the edge of something important. My life was good, but it felt like an introduction, not the main part of a story. I felt like I was waiting for a new chapter to begin, waiting for something big to happen. I did not know what it would be or when it would come. But I felt it in my heart, a gentle whisper that my true journey was about to start. I was 22 years old, and my life was ready for a change. I did not know then that this change would come so soon, or that it would teach me so much. 2. A new face. One afternoon, Brenda decided to visit the small cafe near the town square. It was a cozy place with soft yellow lights and the smell of fresh coffee. Sometimes, she went there to read a book or just watch people. The cafe had old wooden tables and chairs. There were a few pictures on the walls showing scenes from the town's past. Brenda liked the quiet noise of cups clinking and people talking softly. She found a table by the window. The sun was shining outside, making the street look bright. She ordered a cup of tea and opened her book. She felt happy in this place. After a few minutes, a young man came to her table. He had dark hair and a very kind smile. This was Tony. He was working at the cafe that day. His eyes were friendly, and his voice was soft when he spoke. He asked Brenda if she needed anything else. Brenda looked at him. She noticed how gentle he was, even when he just put her tea down. He moved easily around the tables, always with that warm smile for everyone. He helped an older woman with her coat and brought a child a small cookie. Brenda thought he had a good heart. Later, Tony came back to clear a nearby table. He saw Brenda's book. It was a novel about a young woman's journey. "That is a good book," he said. "I read it last month." Brenda was surprised. She smiled. They started to talk about books. They liked many of the same stories and authors. Then they talked about music. They found common ground in their love for melodies. They spoke about different instruments and songs. Time seemed to pass very quickly. Brenda felt comfortable talking to him. It was easy and natural. Brenda felt a special connection with Tony. It was a feeling she had not known before. She could talk to him about her thoughts and not feel shy. His kind eyes listened to every word. He understood her ideas. It was not just a simple chat. It was a real connection of minds. She felt happy when he was near. His presence made the small cafe feel even warmer. She realized that she enjoyed his company very much. It was as if they had known each other for a long time, even though this was their first meeting. This feeling was new. Finally, it was time for Brenda to leave. She closed her book. Tony came to her table one last time. "It was nice talking to you, Brenda," he said. "I hope you come back soon." Brenda felt a little sad to go. "Yes, I will," she replied. Tony then said, "Perhaps we can talk more then about other books and music." He gave her a hopeful look. Brenda's heart felt light. "I would like that very much," she said. She walked out of the cafe with a new feeling of excitement. She looked forward to seeing Tony again. The thought made her smile. She knew this was the start of something new. 3 first steps. Brenda and Tony spent much time together after their first meeting. They enjoyed simple dates. They often walked by the river, holding hands. The sun felt warm on their faces. They also went to the town park. There, they talked for hours on a bench under a big tree. Sometimes they shared ice cream from the local shop. Every moment felt easy and happy. They laughed often and found joy in small things. They helped each other, like carrying groceries or fixing a small broken item. These shared activities built a strong friendship first, which then turned into something deeper. During these walks and talks, Brenda and Tony learned more about each other. Tony told Brenda about his childhood. He grew up in a small village not far from Brenda's town. He had a simple dream: to have a good job and a loving family. Brenda shared her own hopes. She wanted a life full of kindness and shared moments. She spoke about her love for books and music, and Tony listened carefully. He always remembered the small details she shared. They talked about their futures, imagining a life where they could support each other. These conversations made their connection deeper. They felt a strong bond growing between them. Brenda's parents soon noticed how much time she spent with Tony. They saw her happy smile, but they also felt worried. One evening, Brenda's mother spoke to her. "Brenda, you are very young," she said gently. "This is a new feeling. Are you sure about Tony?" Brenda's father also expressed his concerns. He reminded Brenda about her plans for the future, like her education. He worried she might be moving too fast. Brenda understood their love and their wish to protect her. However, Brenda knew her own heart. She told her parents, "Yes, I am sure. Tony makes me happy. He understands me. I know I am young, but this feeling is real." She explained that Tony respected her dreams. He encouraged her to continue her studies. He wanted the best for her. Brenda stood firm in her feelings. She knew what she felt for Tony was special. Her heart told her this was true love. Her parents listened, but their doubts remained. Despite her parents' worries, Brenda and Tony's love continued to grow. Their bond became stronger with each passing day. They faced the doubts from others together. This made them feel even closer. They understood that their love was a choice they made every day. They supported each other through everything. They knew their journey was just beginning. The big question. One evening, Tony and I went back to the little cafe. It was the place where we first met. This cafe was special to us. We sat at our usual table. The lights were soft and warm. We talked about our day. Everything felt happy and calm, but I could feel something different in the air. Tony looked at me often. He smiled, but his smile was not his usual easy smile. He seemed a little quiet. He held my hand across the table. His hand felt a little cold and shaky. I looked at him, and he looked at the table. Then he looked at my eyes. His own eyes were full of something I could not quite understand at first. He took a deep breath. "Brenda," he started, and his voice was a little soft. He stopped for a moment. He looked around the cafe, then back at me. He looked very serious. He slowly took a small box from his pocket. It was a dark blue box. My heart started to beat faster. I watched him open it. Inside was a simple silver ring. It was thin and shiny. It looked very pretty. He held the box out to me. "Brenda," he said again, his voice a little stronger this time. "Will you marry me?" My eyes filled with happy tears. I did not need to think. My answer was clear in my heart. "Yes, Tony," I said, a big smile on my face. "Yes, I will marry you." He smiled, a truly happy smile this time. He put the ring on my finger. It fit perfectly. We held hands and felt so happy. After that special evening, we knew we had to tell our families. It was a big step. We decided to tell my parents first. We went to my home the next day. My parents were sitting in the living room. Tony and I sat on the sofa. We held hands under the table. My mother asked, "What is the good news?" Tony took a deep breath. "Mr. and Mrs. Smith," he said, "Brenda and I want to get married." My father looked surprised. My mother put her hand to her mouth. There was a quiet moment. My mother was the first to speak. "Married? But Brenda, you are so young," she said. My father nodded. "Are you sure this is what you want?" he asked. He looked worried. Tony spoke then. "We are sure," he said. "We love each other very much." My parents still looked a little worried, but they saw the love in our eyes. They knew we were serious. Later, we told Tony's family. His parents were very happy for us. They gave us big hugs. They said, "We knew you two were special." It was nice to have their full support. My parents, after some more talking, slowly started to accept our decision. They saw that our love was real. We faced their questions and worries together. Tony held my hand, and I held his. We were a team. This made our bond even stronger. We knew our path would not always be easy, but we would walk it together. 5. Our special day. After Tony asked me to marry him, we started to plan our wedding day. We wanted it to be a very special day, but also simple. We did not want a big, expensive party. We wanted a day that showed our love. Our families helped us a lot. My mother helped me choose a beautiful white dress. Tony's father helped us find a nice small place for the celebration. Every day we talked about our plans. We chose simple flowers for the tables and a small, sweet cake. We invited only our closest family members and a few good friends. This made the planning feel warm and personal. We wanted the day to be about our love and the start of our new life together. Then, the special day arrived. I woke up very early in the morning. The sun was shining brightly through my window. It was a beautiful day, full of light. I felt many things at once. I was very, very happy, but also a little nervous. My heart beat fast in my chest. Today was the day I would become Tony's wife. My mother helped me get ready. She carefully put pretty white flowers in my hair. I looked at myself in the mirror. I wore a simple white dress. It was not fancy, but I felt truly beautiful in it. This was the start of everything new. Soon, it was time to go to the place where we would say our promises. Tony was waiting for me. When I saw him standing there, all my nerves went away. He looked very handsome in his dark suit. His kind smile made me feel calm and safe. Our families and our closest friends were there, watching us with happy faces. Everyone looked so pleased for us. We stood together, holding hands tightly. We looked into each other's eyes. We said our promises to each other. We promised to love and care for each other every single day for all our lives. It was a very important moment, full of deep meaning. Our words were clear and strong. After we said our promises, we had a quiet and lovely celebration. There was good food to eat and soft music playing in the background. We talked and laughed with everyone who came. It was not a loud party, but a very warm and joyful one. Our friends shared happy stories about us. Our families gave us warm hugs and wished us good luck. Every face in the room showed love and support for us. It felt like everyone was happy for our new beginning. We felt so loved by all the people around us. As the day slowly came to an end, I felt a deep sense of peace in my heart. I was now married to the man I loved more than anything. I felt safe and truly happy with Tony, ready for our new life together. There was a lot of hope for our future. I knew our life would be an adventure, sometimes easy, sometimes difficult, but I was excited to share every part of it with him. Our special wedding day was perfect for us. It was not just a day, it was the wonderful beginning of our forever story. We were ready. 6. A new home. After our wedding day, Tony and I started a new part of our lives. We moved into our first home together. It was a small apartment, but it felt big to us. It was on the second floor of an old building. The walls were a light yellow color. We brought our few things and started to unpack. Our furniture was not new or fancy. We had a small bed, a table with 2 chairs, and a small sofa. But we did not care about that. This was our place, our new beginning. Every day was an adventure. We learned to live together. Tony liked to wake up early, but I liked to sleep a little longer. We found ways to make it work. I learned to make coffee for him, and he learned to let me sleep. We cooked our meals in our small kitchen. Sometimes the food was very good, and sometimes it was not. We laughed about our cooking mistakes. We washed dishes together, and we cleaned our apartment on Saturdays. These simple tasks became fun because we did them as a team. We did not have a lot of money, we knew that, but we had something more important: love. We built our home with love, not with expensive things. We put a small plant on the windowsill. We placed our favorite books on a shelf. Every little thing we added made our apartment feel more like us. We talked about our dreams for the future. We talked about our day at work. We listened to music and sometimes just sat in quiet. Tony and I worked hard to manage our new responsibilities. We had to pay for rent and food. We had to plan our time. Sometimes it was difficult, but we always helped each other. If one of us was tired, the other would do more. We learned to ask for help and to give help. This made our bond stronger. We were a team in every way. We found so much joy in the simple parts of our shared life: a warm meal after a long day, a quiet evening reading side by side, a walk to the market on a sunny morning, holding hands while watching a movie. These were the moments that filled our hearts. Our small apartment became a place of peace and happiness. It was not just a house, it was our home, full of our love and dreams. We were young, but we were ready for this new life together. 7. Hard times. Life as a married couple was wonderful, but it was not always easy. We learned this quickly. After some months, Tony and I had our first big argument. It was not about a small thing. It was about money and our future. We did not have much, and we both worked hard. One evening, Tony wanted to buy a new tool for his work. He said it would help him earn more money. I thought we needed to save more for our apartment rent and food. I worried a lot about the future. We talked, but we did not really listen to each other. Our voices became louder. I felt sad and angry. Tony looked upset too. We stopped talking and went to bed feeling very far apart. The next morning was quiet. We did not smile or share our usual coffee. This silence felt worse than the argument. I missed our happy talks and knew we needed to fix this. Later that day, I sat with Tony. I started to talk slowly. I told him I was scared about money, not angry at him. He listened carefully. Then he told me he understood my worries. He explained his idea about the tool again, but this time with more patience. He also said he would always listen to me. We both said sorry for our words. We held hands tightly. It was a difficult day, but we learned a lot from it. We learned that arguments happen. We learned that it is important to listen with an open heart. We learned to forgive quickly and move forward. After that day, our love felt different and much deeper. We understood that marriage was not just about happy times and romance. It was also about facing problems together, side by side. Every challenge we met, we faced as a strong team. Our trust in each other grew stronger each day. Respect became a very important foundation of our story. We knew we could get through anything as long as we had each other and our shared understanding. 8. Our happy life. Many years went by quickly. The seasons changed, and so did we, but our love remained. It did not just stay the same, it grew deeper, like a strong tree with long roots. We learned to understand each other without many words. A look, a touch, a quiet moment together could say everything. Our connection became a comfortable, warm blanket around us. We faced many mornings and evenings together, always as a team. One day, our small family became bigger. We welcomed our first child, a sweet baby with bright eyes. A few years later, a second child joined us. Our quiet apartment, and later our home, was suddenly filled with new sounds. There was the happy noise of small feet running, children's songs, and the sound of toys falling. Every laugh from our children brought us more joy than we could imagine. We spent hours teaching them to read, helping with their games, and telling them stories before bed. Watching them grow was the greatest gift. They made our love for each other even stronger. We worked hard for many years. Tony worked long hours, and I found ways to save money. Our big dream was to have a small home of our own, not just an apartment. We wanted a garden and a place where our children could play freely. Finally, we saved enough. We bought a small piece of land outside the town. Tony was very good with his hands. He spent weekends building and fixing things. I helped too, painting walls and planting flowers. The house was not grand or big, but it was full of our efforts and our love. It was a place where every corner held a happy memory. It was truly our family home. Sometimes, especially on quiet evenings, I would think back. I remembered the day in the small cafe when Tony asked me to be his wife. I was only 22 years old. Many people, even some friends, had told me I was too young to make such an important decision. They worried I would regret it, but I never did. My heart felt a certainty that no words could shake. I followed that feeling, and it led me to this happy life. It was a lesson for me. Sometimes the heart knows best, even when others doubt. Marrying young was a special path for me. It taught me about patience, strength, and the true meaning of partnership. It showed me how love can grow and change, becoming richer with every passing year. With Tony by my side and our wonderful children filling our days with laughter and new adventures, I found a lifetime of true happiness. Our life together was not always perfect. No life is, but it was real and full of deep love. It was exactly the happy life I had dreamed of, and even more beautiful than I ever imagined.